right, so today we are going to be looking at a video from Fact Machine, Top 10 Most Powerful Prehistoric Wild Cats. I don't know how bad this one is. I haven't watched but the first portion of it, just to make sure it was something I could cover and teach science on. But yeah, we're gonna dig into it now. Why a video? It's called the Top 10 Most Powerful Prehistoric Wild Cats. Opens with a picture of a 18th or 19th century depiction of a caveman slaughtering a maybe a reindeer. Yeah, I don't know why it opens with that, but let's go.
Before man became a hunter and made his way to the top of the food chain, the Felidae, or cats, were the most successful, powerful predators in most of the world. Even today, big cat.
I always say Felidae, but Felidae I guess is okay. I'm not gonna put too much pressure on that.
Such as tigers, lions, jaguars, and leopards draw admiration and fear. But some of their extinct relatives dwarf these magnificent beasts. In this video, we'll be looking at 10 of prehistory's largest, mightiest cats, some of which were seen by humans only a few thousand years ago. Before we begin, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos. With that being said, let's begin. Number 10. Giant Cheetah. The giant cheetah belonged to the same genus as our modern-day cheetah, and probably looked very similar, but
This is one animal that I still receive emails about. Like any kind of paper, I got myself logged from when I was in school to a thing they'll send you papers on any topic that you want when it comes up. So I actually have get emails regularly about updates on the Acinonyx. So I know a bit about it. I know the most recent up-to-date information.
but it was much bigger. At around 120 to 150 kilograms, or 265 to 331 pounds, it was as large as an African lioness and was able to 131 pounds and 50 kilograms, or 265 to 331 pounds. It was as large as an African lioness.
That's way bigger. Okay, so I mean, you don't got to dig for this information. The wiki's up to date because whoever's maintaining the wiki also gets the same emails I do. 132 to 267 is the weight. So it does overlap obviously with modern cheetahs. Yeah, it does absolutely. But they're gonna make some claims about
and was able to take on larger prey than its delicate modern-day counterpart. The
definitely
giant cheetah
true.
was also adapted to fast running, but there's some debate on whether it could run as fast as the modern cheetah due to its heavier.
Probably not, because it was preying on slower organisms. The modern cheetahs prey have a specialized niche for really fast antelope. They'll eat other things too, but they're evolved. They've evolved preying on specifically really fast antelope. And that's why they're so fast. The giant cheetahs was thought to specialize. I think the wildebeest. Let me see. I got it pulled up here. Maybe I didn't. Hold on. Silence sucks, but let's see the giant cheetah's diet, but that's given regular cheetah diet. Here we go. Dinopedia, not exactly the most accurate resource, but it was carnivorous from Reeves, small muntjacs, to ibex and bighorn sheep. Oh, is this the American cheetah? Yeah, that's not even the right document. Sorry, let's just continue on.
Weight, which according to some, probably made it somewhat slower. Others, however, have suggested that the giant cheetah have longer legs and a bigger heart and lungs, could probably run as fast or even faster than the cheetah does today.
I don't doubt that they could run fast. A lot of animals approach the speed of a cheetah. A lot of big cats are just fast. They're just fast animals, and The giant cheetah, even being a giant cheetah, was still built like a runner. It was still built like a cursorial ambush predator for grassland ambush predator, savanna ambush predator. Yeah.
That's over 115 kilometers per hour, or 72 miles an hour. The giant cheetah lived in Europe and Asia during the Pliocene and the Pleistocene epochs. It went extinct during the last ice age. Number 9. Xenosmilus. Xenosmilus is a relative of Smilodon, but instead of having long, blade-like fangs, it had shorter and thicker teeth. All of its teeth had serrated edges to cut through flesh and were more like the teeth of a shark or carnivorous dinosaur than the teeth of modern-day cats.
I don't agree with that. I mean, their teeth are unique. That's what the Xeno means strange. It means strange smilodon or strange saber-toothed cat. Is what the name means. Xenosmilus. It's a Macarodont, like say all the saber-tooths, and it was thought to have evolved from Homotherium, just like a Smilodon, and talking all 3 species of Smilodon, which is Smilodon gracsalis, Smilodon populator, and what's the third one? Imperator? No, Smilodon. That's going to bug me. Anyway, well, we're not talking about Smilodon anyway. We're talking about Xenosmilus here. Actually, I do have Smilodon pulled up here somewhere because I know it's on the list. All right, how many species of Smilodon? There's 3 species. Yeah, Gracsalis fatalis, not Imperator. Fatalis, and then Populator. There we go.
Xenosmilus didn't strangle its prey, as cats do today. It only had to bite off a huge chunk of flesh from its victim and wait until it bled to death.
This was a feeding process or feeding method used by most Macarodontids because they had those, the front of their fangs. People look at saber-tooth, they're not stabbing tools, they're slicing tools. So they slice with their big arms that they grapple around and hold the neck, and then they slice upward with those long fangs. That's how they killed. That is the method. It was definitely a lot bloodier than the way modern cats do it. Definitely more bloody.
Xenosmilus's kill was much bloodier and messier than that of any big cat you might see at the zoo. Xenosmilus was a very big cat by today's standards, at 180 to 230 kilograms, or 397 to 507 pounds. It was as big as most adult lions and tigers, and was much more robust, with shorter, stronger limbs, and a very powerful neck. The remains of this...
I actually don't have the measurements on Xenosmilus here. I thought I hovered over here and like read the ones they cover, but they don't list it. It's just they just have it lumped under giant cheetah here, so I didn't even know that they were having this. I haven't watched this all the way through. I just pulled up some information on all the species down here so we could talk about it. But yeah, the serration on the Xenosmilus's teeth is the key feature, and I think what they want to punctuate here. And I'm in total agreement that that's some badass weaponry, and it's going to cause some bloody wounds. Definitely a powerful prehistoric wildcat.
Cat had been found in Florida, along with those of giant prehistoric peccaries, which were seemingly its favorite meal. It lived during the Pleistocene period, but no one knows exactly when it went extinct. Whether it encountered humans or not is anyone's guess. Number 8. Giant jaguar. Jaguars today are rather smallish cats if compared to lions or tigers.
Just real quick before we move on from Xenosmilus, I want to specify that it's from Florida, because I think that's important to know that this is the Florida man of ancient wildcat of North America, because you had the rest of them like saber-tooths and then American lions and stuff like that. And then you had this Xenosmilus, which was this weirdo holdover with a Homotherium like ecology that lived in Florida maybe a little bit isolated like it is today, because Florida still has its own unique wildcat. The Florida panther still thriving, as well as the Florida black bear, that are unique and indigenous to, or endemic, I mean to say, to that region. So think of it like an ancient endemic wildcat. Now on to the giant jaguar.
They usually average 60 to 100 kilograms, or 132 to 220 pounds. And the largest males, recorded from South America, were around 150 kilograms, or 330 pounds, about the size of an African lioness. In prehistoric times, however, both North and South America were home to gigantic jaguars, belonging to the same species as modern-day jags, but much bigger.
They were much bigger. They definitely scaled up. They were just like the American lion and the cave lion were scaled up. Panthera leo. Well, it's questionable about the American lion. The cave lion's definitely. I believe it's been mitochondrial DNA tested and shown that it is Panthera leo for sure. American lion, we don't think we had that type of knowledge yet. But the giant jaguar, Panthera onca augusta, is definitely a jaguar. So
these giant jaguars also had longer limbs and tails than jaguars living today. Scientists believe that jaguars used to be open plain denizens, but that competition with American lions and other big cats forced them to adapt to more forested environments where they
jaguars lived in a niche like lions for a long time during the Pleistocene, right, in North America and South America. But then they were modern cats. They were before the Beringia brought lions and like American lions over. They were kind of the kings of North America, right? And then all of a sudden the American lion shows up, and they are absolutely massive and push the jaguar back into this leopard niche in North America, and then they slowly died out as I think it was the younger dryas and some things dealing with that really led to their extinction. I don't know specifically. They go along with the rest of the megafauna of North America disappearing around 11,000 years ago. We don't have a full understanding of why this happened, but we do understand that it did happen.
Developed their modern short-legged appearance. Number 7, cave lion.
Woo! I love cave lions.
The cave lion was a subspecies of the Panthera leo. This skilled hunter was one of the largest cats of its time, much larger than our present-day Siberian tiger and hybrid tiger, with males weighing between 270 kilograms and 320 kilograms. It was one of the most dangerous and powerful predators during the last ice age in Europe, and evidence indicates that it was feared. Interestingly, it played a role.
It was very revered too. I don't know. I think it was more revered than feared even by the people that lived in the area.
In the Paleolithic religious beliefs, evident from artifacts like cave paintings and a few statuettes that depicted the cave lion as a majestic, regal beast. Surprisingly, this cat did not have a mane like the present-day lion, as indicated by Paleolithic cave paintings and clay busts. They also show the cave lion with faint, tiger-like stripes on its body. Number 6, Homotherium.
So they didn't have much to say about cave lions, I guess. They didn't even discuss whether or not, because there's like a dispute, right? I mean, it's not a huge dispute, but there's a dispute on whether or not cave lions were real lions, like within Panthera leo, whether Panthera spelaea was a species in and of itself within Panthera, or people have even proposed it was a subspecies of Panthera tigris, which, that's a lot. There's a lot to discuss there, and I can't believe they just pass it over like that. They lived all the way from we find remains in the UK to Alaska. They were widespread. Mm-hmm.
Homotherium was one of the most successful felines in prehistoric times. found in North and South America, as well as Europe, Asia, and Africa.
Yes, Homotherium was the all-terrain big cat. Look at that. Look at all this range that it lived in. So you got, remember this is, let's see, we're talking about Homotherium. We're going to go with, I don't know, what species of Homotherium should we focus on? Because there's a few different species. That's all right. We'll just focus on the whole genus. But because there wasn't a lot there, I mean, there was diversity around it. So you think about Homotherium, think about comparing it to Homo erectus, like how, I mean, heck, even the spread to North America over Beringia lines up with that. But Homo erectus never made it that far. But they were widespread over a variety of habitats and had unique geographic attributes that, you know, for one member of or for one group of the species in one region to the next. So they were diverse, to say the least.
This cat could adapt to a variety of habitats. This pack hunting cat adjusted to fast running and active hunting mostly during days. That is how he avoided competition with nocturnal predators. His long forelegs and shorter hind legs gave him a hyena-like appearance, although
But we don't necessarily want to say that they had a hyena-like behavior, though, because we don't, as far as the hyenas go, they're pack-living, cursorial pursuit predators, where we're pretty sure Homotherium was a ambush predator and likely solitary. Potentially it could have lived in small family groups, but we generally tend to restore its ecology as a solitary predator, filling a niche similar to jaguars and tigers. It did live up until the end of until the Younger Dryas, just like everything else. So it also disappeared with that megafauna. I think its last holdup was in the southern portions of the United States or South America too.
Homotherium is not very famous.
Oh, hold on. I think HiveScience, they skipped over the tree of evolutionary taxonomy to try to hit the wider audience. Your knowledge on this stuff is next level. It's wild. Most cat owners don't know any history.
For its size, some fossil remains of a scimitar cat unearthed recently in the North Sea suggest that they could reach 400 kilograms or 882 pounds in weight, being larger than modern-day Siberian tigers. They could hunt mammoths, but also chase.
Well, larger, chunkier, definitely shorter, a lot shorter than modern than lions or tigers today. Would have been about 3/4 of the length, but probably Homotherium did stand a bit taller at the shoulder because it sloped back, longer forelimbs. Those longer forelimbs were for wrestling, because again they have they are macharodontids, so they grab and wrestle and slice. Those arms, or front arms, they are kind of like arms though. The longer front arms, front limbs are not from the same evolutionary pressures as hyenas. Hyenas have that for dragging. They're really good at dragging and pulling back against things that are struggling. Whereas these big cats were grapplers.
These fleet-footed animals thanks to their ability to run at a high speed. Number 5. Machairodus. Machairodus was a saber-toothed cat that lived during the late Miocene in Europe, Asia, Africa, and North America. According to skeletal and life reconstructions, Machairodus coloradensis was about 1.2 meters, or 3 feet and 11.25 inches at the shoulder, and 200 centimeters, or 6 feet and 6.74 inches in length. If accurate, this would make Machairodus one of the largest felids. It was about a lion-sized cat, but was more robust and had more muscle mass.
And there's not a lot on this one. Unfortunately, I wish there was. There's a bit more on Miomacaridus, but that's within the genus. I know it's not in the genus, it's in the tribe. Hold on here, let me see if we can get Mycaridus. Okay, so yeah, this refers to it as a wastebasket because there's a lot of the organisms were moved to the genus Megatherium, Homotherium. It's also lumped together with Nimravids, which were another group of early Macarodontids. So, dang, my throat's getting scratchy already. Sorry about clearing my throat in your ears, peeps.
Macarodus was probably hunting as an ambush predator. Its legs were too short to sustain a long chase, so it most likely was a good jumper, and used its canines to cut open the throat of its prey. Its skull was noticeably narrow compared with the skulls of modern pantherine big cats. The canines
Yeah, because it was like this. All the other ones we've looked at so far were fairly recently. This one's like super ancient. We're talking Miocene, late Miocene, which if you're not familiar with how long does the Miocene last, just a second here. It was a long time ago. It's 11.6 to 5.3 million years ago.
were long, thin, and flattened from side to side, but broad from front to back, like the blade of a knife.
Yeah.
Number 4.
Okay.
Nandong tiger. The Nandong tiger is an extinct subspecies of tigers that lived in what is now the Sundaland region of Indonesia in the Pleistocene.
I love the Nandong tiger. When I was active on the animal versus animal debate boards, this was the pantherine trump card for everything. They thought that the Nandong tiger could take everything down. They thought it was going to be able to take down a Dilophosaurus and Deinonychus, and I'm not saying it couldn't take down a Deinonychus. I'm open to that suggestion. But hey, back, good to see you this afternoon. It's afternoon for me now. And I'm hydrating Bugbot. Get off my back. Oh. The extinction must have to do with having a limited range. Birds and sharks can travel forever and not be isolated. Yeah, you're going to get yourself painted into a corner that way when you specialize into a niche. But yeah, these tigers are proposed to have been massive, with males weighing 400 kilograms or almost 900 pounds. Huge cats. Among the biggest, if everything plays out. They had to be huge though. They were hunting like stegodons and stuff, which if you don't know what a stegodon is, it's like just slightly smaller than modern elephants. But with super powerful tusk, just like modern elephants. I mean, these were elephant hunting tigers is the best way to look at them. And that's what we find in their ecology. Tapirs and rhinos too. They were mega herbivore predators.
Epic. The few remains of the Nandong tiger suggest that it would have been about the size of a modern Bengal tiger. However, other specimens suggest that it was larger than any modern tiger, although Raoul Valvert later estimated the head body length to be between 172 and 233 centimeters, or 5.64 and 7.64 feet, while the total length was estimated to be 258 to 350 centimeters, or 8.46 to 11.48 feet, both taken in a straight line. The minimum weight for females was estimated at 143 kilograms.
So is this the Shirani paper? Okay, so I think he's going off the Shirani paper. I got that here. But I do want to note that it's not peer reviewed, so this is just some calculations in order to get the estimates on body mass for felids. There's a formula to it. I used to have this bookmarked. Wayback Machine. I had to find it. This is from 2018. But here's the formula that they use to scale big cats for body mass estimates. It's complex, but requires a lot of measurements, and there is going to be filling in the blanks. So just keep that in mind. All right, back to the Nidong tiger.
Grams, or 315 pounds, with males weighing up to 368 or 811 pounds, with an exceptional specimen weighing up to 400 kilograms or 880 pounds.
That was the large male.
Number 3.
Which is bigger than your Siberian tiger.
American lion. This big cat.
Dr. Mordecai says, American lion, stay away from me.
Probable ancestor of our present-day lion, once roamed the continent of North America. This predator was huge, more than 4/3 the size of any modern lion.
So calling it the ancestor of modern lions, though, I don't agree with that at all. I think that that's a mischaracterization of the species. I don't think that this particular species evolved into modern lions. I don't think the evidence is there for that.
Standing 4 feet high, this predator had a huge head and long legs. Surprisingly, this big cat weighed less than expected for something its size, between 256 kilograms and 351 kilograms.
I don't know if you would say that's still the biggest. American lions, is if they are lions, if they do fall into, it's up in the air, but if they do fall into Panthera leo, then that would switch the name to Panthera leo atrox, and they would be the largest species of lion, right? Right now, they're identified as far as I can tell, the most recent research indicates that they are their own species, Panthera atrox. And Panthera atrox is not the largest species of big cat, of pantherine, because obviously the Nidong tiger is estimated to have been larger, especially that large male that they just mentioned. Now, lions. These guys, even in weight, they're about a quarter bigger in weight because of square cube law, right? They get pretty beefy, and 774 pounds is absolutely enormous for a lion.
This predator lived at high altitudes, probably using caves as a shelter against the cold weather. American lions likely preyed on deer, horses, North American camels, North American tapirs, bison.
Woo, tapirs! Tapirs are just like all other perseidactyls. I think everybody likes to talk about the tapir being well endowed, but that's a perseidactyl trait. So rhinos and horses are the same, all related, all with giant Johnsons. Yeah, tapirs are cute. I'm gonna go back and look at the tapir again. There's the camel.
Camels, North America.
Oh, look at that! I'm gonna pet him. Look at the snoot. Look at that snoot. Now, the fun thing about camels is when it comes to artidactyls, they're the most divergent. They're the ones that split off first from the rest of them. Just a fun fact about camels.
And tapirs, bison, mammoths, and other large herbivorous animals. Human predation may have contributed to its extinction, indicated by the huge number of lion bones
Do you think we predated them, though? I don't know.
found in American Indian settlements in the Paleolithic age. This prehistoric lion was truly the king of beasts in its age. Number 2, Smilodon.
Smilodon! Woo! Who voted for Smilodon to be the number one? Nope, it's not. Yeah, it's not. It's number 2. The Smilodon should have been number 1. It should have been. Because when you think prehistoric cats, you think powerful prehistoric cats, think Smilodon populator. You know, when it comes to pantherines, yeah, Nandong tiger is pretty cool. American lions are awesome. Cave lions are their European cousins. Awesome. All awesome cats, right? But when you want a quintessential, when you want a powerful beast, you want a Smilodon. I don't know. I haven't watched this all the way through. I just know what species are on the list, and I know what they picked as number one, and we're going to flip our lids about it together. Okay? So let's do this.
Smilodon is one of the most famous prehistoric predators, and also one of the most formidable. At least 3 species were living in both North and South America. The smallest species, Smilodon gracilis, was about the size of a modern-day jaguar, while Smilodon fatalis was as big as a lion. However, the South American species Smilodon populador dwarfed both of them, weighing 300 kilograms or 661 pounds on average, and reaching up to 500 kilograms or 1,102 pounds when fully grown. Smilodon was not...
Populator was, over 1,000 pounds in large individuals. This was a huge cat. Again, not as long as pantherines. So like the Nandong tiger, American lion, probably modern tigers and modern lions have a longer average length than these guys, because look at that little, you can see it there, the little bobbed tail. But these things were not built like the cats of today. They were like gym bros. They were absolutely beefcakes, short and stocky, and ambush predators. And they too had that macrodontid structure of their teeth, where they were slicing animals open and letting them bleed out. This was a brutal way to die, to be killed by a Smilodon, because they would bleed you out. They didn't stab with them, they sliced with them. Keep that in mind.
Not as agile as most modern-day big cats, but it was immensely powerful, with thicker, stronger limbs and neck than modern-day cats, and particularly long claws to hold on to prey. Its fangs could reach 30 centimeters, or 12 inches in length, and were perfect for causing mortal injury to mammoths, ground sloths, and possibly any large animal unlucky enough to be ambushed by...
They never talk about their forelimbs enough in these videos. They never bring up how powerful these shoulders are. They always talk about the canines, right? That's just part of the show. Those canines only work in tandem with these shoulders. You could not slap these type of canines onto a modern lion or a modern tiger and have a successful predator. It has to be able to grapple and restrain and climb its prey with these large forearms. Just like Beefcake. I know I've got skinny little arms, but you know what I'm saying.
By the super predator. Number 1, Simba kubwa, Kudikafrika. While the Smilodon and others on this list may be more well known, a new species finally identified in 2019 now reigns as the largest of the prehistoric cats. Originally,
I'm already triggered. I'm triggered.
Based on the size of the jaw and teeth, the fossil remains were believed to have been a species of great ape, significantly larger than a tiger, lion, or polar bear, with a skull comparable with a rhinoceros. This ancient predator cat, known as Simba kubwa Kudikafrika, was...
Simba kubwa was not a cat. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it was a hyenadontid, which are not around anymore. They are not cats at all. They aren't even in carnivora. They're in, what is it? How do they call it? Say ferae. I know carnivores are in ferae too. Let me see. Where do they split? Where's the divergence point, kids? Pan-carnivora. So they share pan-carnivora, but they're not in carnivora. They're in, hyenodonta. So they're not cats at all.
Wasn't discovered in the field, but in a long-neglected museum drawer.
When was this made?
2 paleontologists
1 year
from
ago.
Ohio University found the new species of the large mammal at the National Museums of Kenya. Simba kubwa kudakafrika, which means big lion from Africa in Swahili, belongs to a long extinct group of some of the largest meat-eating land mammals, known as hyaenurine hyonodonts, which roamed Earth about 22 million years ago. Despite the name, this animal is not a lion or related to the cats. Instead, it's a member of a group of mammals who had long teeth, closely resembling a hyena, even though they...
Why did you call it a cat then? And why did you put it on the list of prehistoric wildcats? If you're going to add any other thing, what about, where's the Stylosmilus, the marsupial cat from South America? Where is Tycleo from Australia, the marsupial lion? Where are these guys at? If you're going to call Simba kubwa a prehistoric wildcat, these other organisms are more cat-like in their niche than Simba kubwa was.
They are also unrelated. Based on its massive teeth, scientists estimate that the big cat weighed about 1,308 kilograms, or
not a cat.
1,888 pounds.
Thylacoleo. Yep. Why did Thylacoleo not make the list?
That's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe.
All right, so that was their list, right? And I agree with most of it. I would reorder some things around, but there's some cats that weren't on here that I think could have filled out the list instead of adding a non-cat to the list. Okay, and I'm gonna present you guys with my runners up here. So I would have added this fella, the Maracyonyx, which is the American cheetah. It wasn't actually a cheetah, but it's in a genus of its own within Feline, or Feline. Yeah, sorry, I don't know why I struggled to say that. So used to writing these things and not saying them, but lived again up till didn't live quite up to the Younger Dryas, but it lived for quite a while, from 2.5 million years ago to 16,000 years ago. Right, this guy would be on my list. And Asionyx, that's cheetahs, not been found in North America. So as far as the taxonomy of it, we think its closest relatives are modern cougars, pumas. Puma, if you don't know, includes pecan color. The extinct prehistoric cat, Puma pumoides, and then our modern Jaguarundi, which is very small compared to a puma, but has a lot of anatomical characteristics in sync with it, and also shares a genetic connection that we know that these are they're each other's closest relatives. So we think that Maracyonyx was a member of this group that went on to fill a niche similar to cheetahs in Africa, except for on the plains in North America, and that the speculation has been that the reason that pronghorns, which are the second fastest animal on Earth, that runs on Earth anyway, cursorial animal, is so fast is because it was trying to get away from Maracyonyx. So that would be my replacement for the what did he have, the hyaenodont that they put on the list. Just my opinion. That's what I would have replaced this creature with. Now, this, again, I said I was on, this is another one that I get emails about regularly, but it was not huge, but did, get up to about 200 pounds. So fairly a large predator. And I imagine it would probably have been more of a grappler than modern cheetahs are. But probably not as good of a grappler as pumas. Somewhere its anatomy, because its anatomy really is somewhere between modern cheetahs and modern cougars. So then if you look at the diet, its diet goes right along with what modern cougars eat. You got mountain goats, horses, pronghorns. So yeah, fossils from Arizona show that the America's cheetah were territorial animals with evidence of pathologies being found in some of the bones. So we have a neat fossil record of these big cats, and I don't think they get enough love, and they never seem to show up on any of these lists. So here is my pick to actually fill out this whole list with actual cats. If you have a cat that you would like to add to the list, or something that you say should be on the list instead of what they had on here, tell me down below. Break it down for me. I love talking about big cats. They're some of my favorite animals, and I'm happy you all stick around with me to listen to me go off about them, because it's always a good time to dive into one of these little science videos and see of top tens and all that, and see what they have to say. If you like this kind of content, let me know with a thumbs up, and I'll keep making it where we dive into more details on these organisms. We can look at other animals. We did a top 10 list about prehistoric bugs, and there was a lot to debunk on that one. That list was not well done. This one was a lot better. The information provided in it was good. Actually gave me the eye twitch though when it got to that end and it had Simba Kubwa on there, because it's not a freaking cat. Just because they named it lion doesn't mean it belongs on this list. Anyway, appreciate everybody for sticking around. Please remember to be kind, take care, and we will see you next time.